is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress.
Then go get a snow bunny. Really? Really? Go get a... Woosah. Go get your snow bunny. Don't let some bitter, bald-headed black woman stop you from getting your snow bunny queen. Do you have any idea how much of a relief that would be? You mean to tell me you're no longer going to put these crazy demands on black women and you're just going to go get you a snow bunny and we literally don't have to worry about you anymore because you'll just fucking go away? Don't threaten me with a good time. What's up, everybody? I'm back. Now, this video is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but I had a whole lot to say about Dr. Umar, aka the black male enabler, aka the black male apologist. I had a lot to say. I'm going to get right into it.
Okay. I would just say he's a provider, he's nurturing, and he cares to build a family with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question?
And the question is, women are struggling to find men that they can date.
Okay. Couple things. Number one, black women cannot, shall not, should not expect a black man to be able to provide them with the same type of a lifestyle that a Caucasian can provide for the white female.
This was so disingenuous to me. Being a black woman, I can honestly say that I don't believe that black women are out here holding black men to the exact same standard as white men. Black women understand better than anybody the type of system that we are in, especially living in this country. We understand that. We're not expecting black men to just rise to the top of the food chain and make all these rules and all these laws and have all this power either above or even next to the white man. The only thing black women wanted in black men, or still some of y'all may want, is a functional fucking partner. That's it. Somebody who pulls their own weight, somebody who can help pay the bills or pay the bills, whichever one, because it's different for each individual woman, right? But I know black women and black men have been going 50-50 since forever. Okay? Black women has always worked. There was never a time in this country's history that black women wasn't working, even when it started on the plantation, right? So we know that we had to go 50-50 with our men back in the day. Many women still feel that way right now. So all black women typically want is a functional, grown adult. That is it. And I think it's very disingenuous for Dr. Umar to try to make it seem like, oh, black women are trying to hold black men to the European standard of providing for a family. No, they won't even do the basic shit. And that is the problem that black women have.
Because the Caucasian benefits from white privilege, the black man suffers from white racism. So we should not be, no sister should be looking for a European equivalent or an African equivalent of a European. A black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. So although I can appreciate the financial equity, but if you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg, looking for a black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit.
And I don't disagree with that. Black women are going to have to tone it down a bit because we know, that's proof right there, that we know that for the most part, the average collective group of black men are never going to reach the level of a white man, no matter how hard they try. No matter how rich they are, no matter how good they can dribble a ball, no matter how good they are with their pen and their rap skills and they become millionaires or billionaires or whatever, we know that black men will never be at the level of a white man. We know that. So that proves that we're not going to expect it because we know it's not going to happen. No matter what. Under any circumstances will that ever happen. So, and I hate to say it that way, but black women are not out here trying to get blood out of a turnip, as they used to say back in the day. We know it doesn't exist. We just want the basics. And I'm saying we loosely, because I don't actually give a damn. But I'm speaking for the black women who typically still want a black man.
What I find as a therapist who works with couples, married, divorced, and otherwise, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity, meaning he might can provide. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. He might not be able to help you with that $1 million mortgage. And I've seen black women turn down good men, very good men, because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else.
So the problem is most black men aren't doing that, though. That's the issue. That's the problem that black women are having. They're not nurturing. They're not coming with masculinity or income. They're not helping with the kids. They're not doing anything. All they're doing is taking from the woman, draining women of their energy and their time and their resources and everything else. That is literally the problem. The second part about he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes Benz. First of all, I don't even know too many black women who even care about Mercedes Benzes. I know I don't. I don't give a shit about a Mercedes Benz. I'm one of the black people that don't care about no Benz. I don't like Cadillac. I don't like any of those vehicles. I drive a Chrysler 300, like a 300 Sport actually. And I've been driving a Chrysler in general for about the past 10 years. Okay? Since 2012. So over 10 years. And I'm good with that. Can I afford to go get a Mercedes Benz or a Cadillac or whatever? Yes. But typically black women are okay with driving a car as long as the car is decent looking and it gets us from point A to point B. And some black women don't even care if the car is decent looking. But generally speaking, we would all like nice things. But nobody's saying, put me in a Mercedes Benz, especially not an S-Class. Nobody's saying that. Like, that is so far from what black women want. These black men are not doing anything except draining women. That is the issue.
Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
I can agree with that. I think that these are two extreme scenarios here. Because I think if a man we're talking about financial equity, if he is making enough to build a household with you, to be a leader in the household, I think women are okay with that. I think that's not what they're getting. I think they're getting the other end of the spectrum. That's what we're hearing. You know what I mean?
Would you have a problem if you met a man who made half of what you made or a third of what you made, but he had a financial vision of an empire, a business, some sort of an entrepreneurial undertaking?
See, I think that's dangerous.
Stay with me.
That's dangerous.
Let me finish it, and then I want you to respond. And he needed you to help invest in his dream. And he gave you a definitive timeline. He said, give me 12 months or 24, no more than that. If you invest in me, I promise you what I'm going to build will equal where you are. Would you have a problem investing in him?
What does investing in him mean?
Let's say he needed $700 a month to help fuel this dream. He needed $700 for 24 months. Could you do it? You're reluctant.
I am reluctant because what's the guarantee?
There is no guarantees in love. There is no guarantees in romance.
So this woman was a lot nicer than I would have been. I would have looked Dr. Umar directly in his eyes and said, fuck no. Absolutely the entire fuck not. I will not be taking care of a man and giving him an allowance to help him get to where he got to go or whatever. Okay, first of all, here's the thing. We are in 2024. The only women, in my personal opinion, who are still building up men are women who are naive to the game and women who don't understand male nature. If you fall into this category and you feel like you actually do believe that you're not naive and you think that you understand the way men's minds work, but you still want to build a man up, I'm going to be the one to tell you you're naive and you don't understand how men's minds work. There you go. In all the years that I've been on this planet, I have never seen this work out. I've done several videos about this. The whole don't build up a man thing, and here's why. The number one reason why men walk out on you after you help to build them up is because you remind them of when they were a failure. They don't have the exact same mindset that women have. when it comes to building people up. Women are like, oh, if I build him up and I show him I'm down for him, he's going to appreciate me and he's going to look at me like I was the one that was with him shooting in the gym. That's not how men think, okay? They need their egos stroked all the time because most men are weak, right? They need somebody to stroke their egos. They know that every time they look at you, you're going to remind them of the fact that they struggled and that they were nothing. And they would have nothing without you. Their egos get in the way, so they feel ashamed. They go after another woman who only sees the finished product. And she can look at him with stars in her eyes or admiration in a way in his mind that you never could. And even if it's conscious or subconscious for you as the woman, you really won't ever really look at him like. There's going to be somewhere in the back of your mind where you know the only reason why he's where he's at is because of you. And even if you have the good intentions and you will never look down on him, even if you're one of those women, which I think a lot of women are, there is nothing you can do to change his mind. So if you wonder why men can just get up and take off after you have sacrificed, after you have jacked your bodies up, bringing their kids into existence, after you took him in when he had nothing, after you were his shoulder to cry on, his emotional punching bag, and all these things, and he can just walk away because his ego is more important than anything else. Men always choose themselves, and they always choose their egos over everything else, including the very woman who loves them and the woman who built them up. Okay? That's the first thing. I just want to get that out of the way. And then when he said that there are no guarantees in love, listen, don't y'all remember when Mary J. Blige was like, now I know there are no guarantees. In love, you take your chances. But somehow it seems unfair to me. Look at the circumstances. Remember that? I remember the very first time I heard that song and I watched the movie Waiting to Exhale. When she said there are no guarantees in love, that was it for me. And I know y'all are going to hear that and think I'm being dramatic. I am deadly serious. I learned very young, hearing that song and also watching how it never worked out for women who built their men up. My mom, aunties, grandma, women from the church included, everybody I could think of, how it didn't work out. That song just confirmed to me what I already saw. And I'm like, well, if there's no guarantees in love, I'm not finna be building no man up. I can guarantee things for myself. I could take myself to college and get a degree and make sure that I get a job in something that actually pays and that actually has a future, right? I knew that the one thing that I was not ever going to do was build up a man. And I never have. And I'm proud to say at the age of 40 years old, I have never built up a man. And I never will. And for those of you who are going to say, well, that's why you're single now or you're not married, they'll say you're not married. And that shows you never built a man up because that's why you're single. Every woman that I've ever known that built up a man, many of them were married and it still didn't work out. And it's not going to. As a matter of fact, things get worse for you when you're married to a man who's using you as a come up. So he said it, Dr. Umar said it like, oh, well, there are no guarantees. In my mind, I'm like, well, what's the fucking point? It ain't no guarantees, right? I'm not willing to take that chance. I'm not finna risk it. The way that a man can prove his manhood to me is I tell him, I believe in you. I'll pat you on the back and tell you, go get him, tiger, right? But I'm actually not finna be the one to help you. You prove yourself to me by going out there and proving that you can do this for yourself. That's how you prove masculinity to me. And once you do that, then you can holler back. Now, I know a lot of guys will come back and say, well, no, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym, so she didn't want to help me when I was down, so she don't deserve any of the fruits of my success when I'm up. Fine. That proves my point even more. You were trash, right? Because a real man would appreciate that a real woman pushed him beyond his limits to see what he could do, to see how much of a man he really could be. But that's fine too. If a man would break up with you because you didn't help him, he did you a favor. I would never look at it like, damn, I should have gave that man half of my check or all of my money to help him build his empire because maybe he wouldn't have left. He's gonna leave you anyway. So I would much rather you leave and I still got my money in my bank account and I'm still good financially than for you to leave after I gave you everything.
And
If you
also,
need a
I think
guarantee,
there's,
you
I
can't
think
get in it.
context matters. How long have
agree.
we been together?
I agree.
You know, if it's just a guy that I met last year, and all of a sudden he has these dreams, and
No,
he
y'all
wants me
been
to
dating
fund
for
it.
about 2 years. You like him. There might even be some love there. And he's saying
There might be
invest
some
in
love
me.
there is crazy. There has to be some love there.
Let's say there
There
is.
has to be a future there. And I think that's what I'm saying. Context matters. If I see myself
Will,
with
but
this
you didn't
man,
answer the question. Let's say
Yeah.
all those things are there. Will you financially invest in him? Be honest, my queen. They already answered for you. They said hell to the nizzo.
Yeah. Look,
Why not, though? Why do you have a problem with that? Given the atmosphere of racism and economic oppression that black men suffer in Australia, why would you have
But
a
what
problem
are black
investing
men
in your
subject
king?
to that women are not?
And that was my initial question. And this may come across as a little harsh, but when I hear black men talk about how hard black men have it, I'm always like, don't you think black women have it hard? And actually, we have it double hard because we have our race and our gender against us. So it may sound harsh, but that's not our problem. Whatever issues black men have as a group is really your own problem. Black women have tried to hold black men down, call y'all kings with no kingdom. Shout out to Cynthia G and all the other content creators who have said that before I did. Kings with no kingdom, right? You have nothing to show for anything. And black women were still holding y'all down. They were not calling the cops when they should have been. They were turning the other cheek to abuse and many other things. Black women now are tired. You're not going to get black women. You're not going to get anything out the deal by building up a black man. The only thing you're going to get from that is a sob story that you can come on social media and share with others so that they can either, I don't know, lift you up or laugh at you. Whichever one. They make a choice, right? That's all you're going to get. You're going to get heartache, pain, suffering, bad credit, a hair weave you don't need. I got that from a movie, right? You're going to be stressed out. You're going to gain weight or lose weight from stress, right? You're not going to gain anything of substance from helping a black man. Just in case you didn't know, now somebody told you. Whatever problems black men have, I'm sorry, but it's your problem. And the reason why it's your problem as a black man and not the black woman's problem, because like I said, we're double minorities. We have it worse than they do. And somehow we still clawed ourselves out of the barrel, got degrees, educated ourselves, making a certain amount of money per year, being entrepreneurs, starting businesses, or we're in some kind of a trade that pays us a lot of money and we're doing well. We're going to therapy. We're doing, and I'm not saying every single black woman, but I'm saying as a collective of us, we're doing very well in life. Even the ones who are struggling are doing better than black men. Even the ones who are struggling to pay their bills every month, they still got a house or an apartment. They still got a roof over their head. They still got a car. They may be struggling to pay that motherfucking car note every month, but they still got a car, right? They're probably not getting all the hours at work that they want, or maybe they're getting too many hours and their quality of life is shit for the moment. But either way, even the black women who are struggling are still doing better than you. And at the end of the day, if we as double minorities, black women who everybody seems to hate, and we're women, okay? If we can claw ourselves out of nothing, you can too. And in 2024, if you have not, that is no longer our problem. And the only type of woman who's going to make it her problem are women who are naive, because I would love to use another word, but I'm not going to, right? Naive and don't understand male nature, and they don't understand what they're up against. And they really are delusional to believe that they're going to get a great outcome. Those are the only women that are going to fall for this nonsense. At the end of the day, if I haven't said it 10 times already, the black man's problem is no longer a black woman's problem. It's not our problem anymore. It's up to y'all to go out and compete with other men and do your due diligence. Be a man. Show us how masculine you really are, how much of a leader you really are. Until you do that, I ain't got nothing for you, bro.
We're
Say that
going
again.
through the same thing.
True, but it operates differently. The racism against black men is significantly more aggressive than the racism against black women. Now, I don't want to get into an oppression Olympics because I agree with you. We all suffer and we suffer together. But a man's primary responsibility is to be a provider. And we don't feel adequate as men when we can't provide. So your king, who you love, who you've been dating for 2 or 3 years, is saying, baby, invest in me for these 18 to 24 months. And I promise you, I will cross that finish line.
Again, that is not our problem. Sidebar, Dr. Umar, I don't understand how black men don't hate Dr. Umar. Like, Dr. Umar got black men out here looking so weak and pathetic. He got y'all out here like an infant. We don't have this, and we don't have, I mean, like, he got them sounding like the slaves from back in the day, like, master gonna be mad, right? That's how he got y'all. If I was a black man, I would hate Dr. Umar. That's all I got to say.
You're still reluctant.
I'm reluctant. Why? I'm reluctant. As my husband, if we were married and something like that happened, of course, I would be open to doing that.
But would you be open to even marrying him if he was not the provider you needed him to be? He's saying, help me level up so I can become the person you want to marry. He's asking you to help him level up.
I think.
Let me tell you why you're reluctant. And I don't have a problem with your reluctance, but I want to explain something. Okay. And I want all my young sisters to hear me. A big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him.
Then go get a snow bunny. Really? Really, nigga? Go get a... Woosah. Go get your snow bunny. Don't let some bitter, bald-headed black woman stop you from getting your snow bunny queen. Do you have any idea how much of a relief that would be? You mean to tell me you're no longer going to put these crazy demands on black women and you're just gonna go get you a snow bunny and we literally don't have to worry about you anymore because you'll just fucking go away? Don't threaten me with a good time. We're dying. We're literally dying for you to go be somebody else's problem. Go be the snow bunny's problem. Make her a single mother. Put her in 6 feet under early. Okay? Go bother her family and whatever else that I'm not gonna say because that's wrong. Go do all the horrible things that you do to black women to your snow bunny. Like, nigga, really? We're in 2024, almost 2025. I promise you, black women don't give a flying rat's ass. We don't give two fucks where black men go. Snow bunny, Ming Lee, the LGBT community, we don't give a damn where you end up. We don't care who your life partner is, okay? Leave black women alone with this bullshit. He's saying it like we're supposed to be like, oh my God, we don't want black men to go get a snow bunny. What are we going to do? Oh my God. We don't care. The relief I would feel that black men left us the fuck alone. I don't even think he understands.
She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product.
He's lying. If he's telling the truth, I promise you, he's not talking about the same group of black women. Like there is a 1 to 2% group of black women who cares when they see a black man with a white woman or an Asian woman. They're like, oh, these white women are taking all our good black men, right? I don't even think those women exist anymore, if I'm being honest, but maybe they do. Maybe I'm out of the loop, okay? The women that these black men actually want, women like myself who don't want them, okay, we're not doing that. We don't give a damn who you abuse, who you chose to marry, who you choose to make a single mother, a married single mother or divorced single mother, as long as it's not us. And sidebar, a lot of black women have dated out and decide to divest and open up their options. So I promise you, as a black woman that's back over the fence again, dating white men, I promise you we're the last ones to give a fuck. There are so many black women who are celibate, who are abstinent, who are dating outside of their race, who are lesbian, and who are just happily fine by themselves. And I promise you that every group of women that I just named don't give 2.5 to 3 fucks about seeing a black man and his next victim. I promise you we don't care.
Black women have to, stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. What? Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
So I had to pull out my other mic on this one. He said black men are running to the snow bunnies. Listen. Testing. Run to the arms of the one who loves you. Don't let me turn into juvenile around this motherfucker. You better run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run.
Struggling to find what kind of black
okay, let's talk about it.
Black men all in Australia.
No. We have.
So what kind of black men are you struggling to find? Are you struggling to find a millionaire? Are you struggling to find somebody who's 6'3" with a 6-pack stomach?
No.
Are you struggling to find someone who can finance a European expensive material?
So that's the end of that video. I'm over him. I like how he just kept cutting her off and wouldn't let her get her point across. Also, like I said before, Dr. Umar got black men out here looking weak. If y'all want Dr. Umar to be y'all spokesperson, Dr. Umar got y'all out here looking so fucking pathetic. Like, I can't. I cannot. Okay? Now, I'm done with him. I'm done with this. I can't tell y'all how much I cackled when I first watched this video because I'm like, Dr. Umar is at it again. Dr. Umar is always on shenanigans. Black women can't want a finished product. Every other race of woman is allowed to want a finished product. Turns out black women are the only race of women, the only group of women who are not allowed to want a man as a finished product. I think that's bullshit, and that's why we don't give a damn what these men are talking about. I'm done with this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments below. I would love to know if anybody else cringe as much as I do whenever we hear Dr. Umar open his mouth. Dr. Umar be spitting facts sometimes, and then other times he's just, he just makes me think he's just another male apologist, a male Dusty. Like, I hate to say that, but I mean, what else do we have to go on?
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink for all